Recording?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Don't move. Don't go too far away. What I'm going to do, I put this in the backpack, and then put the backpack on you.
So an instructional video for
Yeah. I think the problem that we're going to have here is the firewire connection isn't going to stay in. And I had a little cardboard shell to kind of hold this in place, which isn't here at the moment. This is more than likely going to pop out.
from the computer or the actual camera.
Take your pick. And if we can get across the street without getting hit by a car, that would be a good thing too. Now this should be okay on this machine.
It's also recording the video though, right?
Yeah. So if it pops out of the live connection,
Not the end of it.
and this is a pretty, this is a simple enough thing that, you know, if we lose the live link on it, it's not a major tragedy. Now we got there's a potluck dinner, the 20th, it's Sunday,
Okay.
over at FGCU.
Right.
I think Chuck is going with me or not. I don't know if you want to go, you're welcome to come with us.
Sunday's good.
Yeah, it's between 4 and 6.
Okay.
And thought you might like to go over there. It's sponsored by the Progressive Coalition.
Alright.
Okay, let me go hold this. We got a hole.
Check on it, I guess.
What is today, the 15th?
Today is the 15th.
It's January 15th, 2008. Hold on a second. It's January 15th, 2008. We're here at the corner of Ben Pratt and, where we at? We're at the corner of Ben Pratt
6 miles
and Colonial.
Yeah.
That's it. We're at the corner of Ben Pratt and Colonial, and we're going to go out and we're going to talk to a couple of Ron Paul supporters who, this doesn't matter, I'm not going to do this introduction. Okay? Just go ahead and just start from walking here, and then just kind of get a cut shot of this car in the background as we're walking, and this car over
I'm
here.
gonna have to do this because I'm not gonna get hit by a car.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, you don't have to cross the street with the camera off. You guys rough? Line up.
The dangerous side of being a politician, right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get a nice shot of him from back here. running as an independent.
Yes. He has a TV or a website that he puts videos on, and so chances are that you might see yourself on his website.
In fact, we're broadcasting right now.
All right.
That's why he's got the backpack on.
Hi.
Right. Are you familiar with the NAFTA Superhighway?
I keep hearing rumors about it, yes.
Well, you should Google it and check up on it because we've asked Connie Mack about it. He never heard of it. He's on the transportation subcommittee.
I've heard of it. Everything that I haven't seen anything definite on it.
Well, it's actually in Texas. They're calling it the Trans-Texas Highway. Governor Perry is involved in that. And they have I guess, used eminent domain to seize a lot of land there. This thing is going to be like 12 lanes wide with room for a railroad. And from what I understand, it's going to be a privately owned toll road. And the company that's building it is a Spanish company. And their law firm that represents them is Rudy Giuliani's law firm.
That's interesting. Yeah, like I said, I've looked into it and I haven't seen anything that's very concrete. I've seen a lot of things.
I don't know if they put the concrete down, but I'm sure they got the bulldozers there and they've taken the land. And it's supposed to run basically parallel I-35 right up to Canada. And if you get on the internet, you'll see that the plans include a whole network of highways all across America, including one going right down the center of Florida, which I believe is maybe this highway that they're talking about building to access land.
So what do you find objectionable about this idea? About the idea of building a superhighway? I mean, isn't just playing devil's advocate here, but isn't it kind of a good idea to increase our trade routes between North and South America and have better highway access in the U.S.?
I think the U.S. should control its own trade routes and not surrender it to private corporations. For one thing, these trucks are going to be coming into America without having been inspected. You know, and if we're worried about like drugs coming into America, we should certainly be able to inspect containers that are coming in here.
So what is it about Ron Paul that gets you out here on a nice afternoon like this?
Geez, there are so many things about Ron Paul. I think what really caught my attention was his stance on foreign policy. You know, that we shouldn't be meddling in other countries. That's what's gotten us into so much trouble. I mean, if you think about the problems America has gotten into by installing dictators around the world, and each time we get into a problem with this, our solution is to install another dictator. And I believe the definition of insanity is repeating the same actions over and over again and expecting different results.
I believe you're right. Yeah, it's frustrating. You know, we look at things from the Middle Eastern point of view, and they get frustrated with us because what they see is they see no consistency. We condemn the dictators that we don't like, but we back the dictators that we do like. There doesn't seem, from their perspective, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to why we do that.
Well, so many of the dictators we condemn, we install.
That's right.
Like Saddam Hussein.
Exactly.
And of course, the Shah of Iran got us into the trouble with Iran.
Yep.
And now we've got this incident with the Iranian gunboats, or Iranian speedboats, excuse me, against 3 large American ships. And I think that's a little ridiculous. I heard them say that they thought they saw a gun mount on one of those boats. And I'm thinking, if you can see the gun mount, there must not be a gun on it, because a gun would be a lot more obvious than...
Yeah. But now they're saying, now they're backpedaling a little bit, and they're admitting that the voice arrow was probably an onshore prankster, which is, from what I understand, pretty common on that channel.
Right, and they say they can't identify where the signal is coming from, and I find that a little hard to believe. I think if you or I were talking on our cell phone, they would know exactly where we were.
Well, from what I understand, that channel it's sort of like a shipping CV type of channel. So there's constantly a lot of traffic and a lot of traffic. Yeah, this seems to be, it seems to me that because President Bush was making a trip to Israel and the Middle East this year. They wanted to make sure that Iran was front and center in everybody's mind, so they made a bigger deal out of this incident than they probably
the
should
timing
have.
is highly suspect, you know. And you know, I swear I saw that footage before. I'm not sure. They seem to be determined to get us involved in a war there. And Iran is, after all, the only country of the Golden Crescent that we are occupying.
Oh, Jim Jack?
You pleased to see that you now have another person in the race now, Bernie Sanders?
You know, initially I was not at all pleased to see that.
You
But
just thought it could be the two of you.
yeah, but actually it's not so bad though, because you know basically we've got Connie Mack, we got Bert Saunders, we got Larry Burns, and we've got myself, which makes it a lot more likely for an independent candidate to win this race. Because if it's a good, solid four-way race, you know it's going to be lower margins. We're not going to see the 65-35 that we usually see.
That's good. I sent Larry a couple of questions, you know, trying to figure out what his position was. But if you look at the website, you can't tell anything. You can tell that he runs the runner. I sent him a couple of questions at different times and have never had a reply.
Hasn't got back to me.
I'm on his mailing list, and I just click sign up so I get his stuff. And all I ever get from him is we're having a run this weekend.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to put forth a particular race. I could be wrong, but you know the Democrats just don't have much strength in this area, so it's hard to see him coming up.
He thinks he's just going to run in on the Democrat presidential plane, take him with him.
You know, we're going. He's a professor over at FDCU, and I don't know if he'll be there. There is a Progressive Alliance potluck dinner this weekend there, and you know, one of the things I think we really got to do this year is, if you go down the list between things that progressives think are the most important issues and the things that libertarians think are the most important issues, I would say at least 3 out of 5 coincide, maybe 4 out of 5. And so what we've really got to do this year is we've got to get together the progressives and the libertarians, and we've got to form kind of a new coalition, you know, to go up against these big party guys.
They don't seem to, the Democrats don't seem to want to have a position. They seem to be, they don't like this one, we'll take care of it when we get in office.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'd like to know a little more about what your plan is before I would never talk about more Democrats as long as I like the plan.
Right.
You know, here I am out here supporting a guy running under a Republican.
And you know, there's a couple people. You know, Ron Paul in particular, also on the Democratic side. We see Dennis Kucinich, who's put out a really solid plan. Agree or disagree with him. You know, and that's what we need to see more of. You know, and the good thing is unfortunately, if Ron Paul doesn't do well in the presidential race, fortunately, we'll still have him in Congress. You know, we'll still have Dennis Kucinich in Congress. So we need to get up there and we need to give these guys more support.
Yeah, they just don't have a big soapbox, call it a soapbox when they're in Congress. You know, one out of 500 there.
Well,
you get to speak at midnight, you know, on CNN.
yeah. This is what we got to change. You know, especially, I mean, can you imagine if an independent candidate wins in this district? I mean, this is about as solid of a Republican district as people can imagine. You know, and we've got a lifelong Republican who's basically given up on his party and is running against the incumbent. You know, we've also got my candidacy here. You know, we've got an American Muslim running with a TV camera on 24 hours a day.
Get some votes, there's no doubt about it.
We've got to, I think we can send a really strong message from this district. You know, if people see that a district like this is ready for change, then, you know, everybody will know that, you know, we can get out there and we can actually accomplish something without having to depend on the Republicans or the Democrats.
I imagine that it'll be a record set by Connie Mack and be able to spend on the election. Because the Republicans will really put up their money.
Oh, I'm sure they will. We got to fight it with people power. Stuff like this.
There you go.
It's good seeing you again.
Same here, Tim.
Nice meeting you, Tom.
Nice meeting you too. Good luck.
Thanks.
Maybe in the general election, Ron Paul will be running as an independent.
He said he's not going to run as an independent.
Well, what else would you expect him to say at this stage in the election?
That's true. We can hope. We can use all the support we can on the independent
Well,
side.
there's an awful lot of independents out there, and after this election, I will be one once again.